Hello, this is Palico Patch, and welcome back to another episode of the Curious Expedition. And we are bittersweet. I think that's the best way of putting it. We are bittersweet right now. We managed to finish the game on certain death with Marcus Garvey. Huzzah, hooray. But we did finish third, and we kind of copped out at the end. It was a case of, did I want to see another explorer die from trying to get to the end, which I'm pretty sure is what would have happened because we were nowhere near finishing. Or did I want to sort of finish it off, jump in that wonderful balloon, fly off and take my chances? But it would appear that on certain death, you do need to finish each expedition in order to be able to at least compete to get first position. So yeah, bittersweet. We completed the game on hard mode, but we didn't excel. We did not excel at all. But never mind, we did it. We've done it. Balls to the wall now. That's what we're doing. Balls to the wall. They are going to be flapping against that hard surface, and we are going to get it. We're going to. Well, I said we're going to do it. We're going to try and do it anyway. We've got one explorer left. That's it. One explorer. Let's check him out. So we've done it. All of these have been done. As you can see, some of the yellow portraits, or should I say the golden portraits, have been pretty successful. We've got a fair few. I'd say, what's that, about a third of the explorers I've played with we've managed to complete in first position. All on normal, I might add, but never mind. Let's not split hairs. But we have played with each of them, except for H.P. Lovecraft. He is the one who has evaded me for the longest possible time. And it's all down to this little book down here, the Necronomicon. It was a pain in the ass for me to find. I was reading comments on YouTube, I was reading comments on Reddit, I was reading comments on the forums. And each of them said, oh, yeah, you know, I found the Necronomicon, no problems. And just as I was about to give up hope, there it was, in a shrine, ready for the plucking. And plucked we did. Plucked we did. And that's it. We're on. We're here. We're ready to go. We're ready to rock. H.P. Lovecraft. Very sensitive American author with an affinity for unspeakable horrors. Cosmic indifferentialism. Big word. Improves usage of the Necronomicon at the cost of lower max sanity. So, H.P. Lovecraft. What do we know about him? I've had to do a little bit of research on him. Obviously, he's well renowned for his books and his writings and his poetry, but didn't really know much about the guy. So I'm going to be avoiding a lot of stuff about his books and his writing and his poetry, and basically just focus on the guy himself. So, H.P. Lovecraft, Howard Phillips Lovecraft, was born on August the 20th, 1890 in Providence, Rhode Island, USA. Hence, American author. An American author who achieved posthumous fame through his influential works of horror fiction. Virtually unknown and only published in pulp magazines before he died in poverty, partly because he lacked the confidence and drive to promote himself. As you can see, he looks quite pasty in his picture, and he basically didn't get out a lot. That's the way of putting it, really. He is now regarded, though, as one of the most significant 20th century authors in his genre. Like most big artists, not appreciated in his own lifetime. And I don't know, is it because he didn't get himself out there? Maybe if he was a bit more confident in himself, he would have been a legend in his own lifetime, but as it stands, he wasn't. So but as it turns out, his most celebrated tales are The Call of Cthulhu and The Shadow over Innsmouth. Both interesting reads, we'll just say that. He was the only son of Winfield Scott Lovecraft and Sarah Susan Phillips Lovecraft. So therefore, H.P. Lovecraft, Howard Phillips Lovecraft, never had a middle name. It was Howard Phillips Lovecraft. So Phillips Lovecraft was the surname of his mother and his father. So there you go. H.P. Lovecraft, at the age of 3, witnessed his father becoming acutely psychotic, which ended up with him being committed to Butler Hospital, which was the regional psychiatric institution of Providence, where he remained until his death in 1898. So, hit with, what's the best way of putting it? Weirdness from an early age. He was brought up with weirdness already in his life, with unnormal circumstances. And obviously when you're young, these things tend to mould you into what you become. So stuff like that obviously affects you. And after the death of his father, HP, which is how we shall now know him as, was brought up by his mom, his 2 maternal aunts, and his maternal grandfather, who had an awesome name. Whipple Van Buren Phillips. Whipple. I've never heard the name Whipple before. I think I'm going to name my child that. Whipple. I'm pretty sure my girlfriend's not going to like the sound of that, but I think it sounds awesome. Whipple. It just comes off the tongue. Whipple. Cool Whipple. So yes, Whipple. It is claimed that he used to read to HP tall tales of gothic horror, usually made up by himself, which stirred the young Lovecraft's interest in the weird. And these tales were generally made up. They weren't read out of a book, although he was reading from an early age, and I'll go into that in a second. But yeah, he's always been fascinated with reading and writing, but the whole horror story genre was introduced to him by his grandfather. He was very ill as a child, and he didn't regularly attend school until he was around the age of 8. And that was only, again, for about a year until illness took him down. He then sort of came to and from school, but he was very well educated at home, and because he was an avid reader, and some classed him as a child prodigy for reading and writing and poetry, he never really fell behind as such. If anything, it was probably better for him to be left to his own means and to learn it at his own pace. He would only have been held back by the masses of going to a public school all the time anyway. He did have an insatiable appetite for reading, as I said, and he started writing his own poetry from the age of 6. And although he was classed as a prodigy, he never graduated high school due to his grandfather passing away close to the end of his broken school life. And this, as far as the biographies are concerned and on Wikipedia, they have classed this as the reason why he didn't finish school. He had a nervous breakdown. He lost what I suppose would have been seen as the main father figure in his life after his father died at such a young age. You know, when you lose that at any age, even if you're a sensitive soul like Mr. Howard Phillips Lovecraft, it affects you. And obviously, when you're hypersensitive to that sort of things, it can affect you even more. So that messed him up big time, to the point actually where for 5 years after his grandfather died, he lived in isolation from the world with his mum, and he didn't bother seeking employment or any sort of social contact whatsoever, which again is obviously a big thing. You know, you need to talk to people. You can't just talk to mummy all the time. It doesn't work out. Watch Psycho if you think that's a good idea, and you'll see it's not. Generally, it's not. It's not good to be mollycoddled either. But again, that's a different argument. We won't go into that now. In 1917, he attempted to join the National Guard, but he was turned down due to failing the physical examination. Basically, he was a bit of a wimp. He was very gaunt, and he had deep, sullen eyes. And again, from what I've read, he rarely went outside during the day. He would much prefer to go out in the evening. So why he'd want to join the National Guard, I have no idea. He doesn't seem like the outdoor type. Can't really see him, you know, suited and booted, you know, going on patrols and stuff. But who am I to judge? As it turns out, coming off it a bit, what he really wanted to be was an astronomer. He was fascinated with the stars. But although he was very adept with reading and writing, he was terrible at higher mathematics, and that is what he needed in order to become an astronomer. Some people say the reason he had his nervous breakdown, and I say that with inverted commas this time, is because he was too scared to take the test to see if he would pass the higher maths in order to go on to astronomy, and that just freaked him out, and that's why he had his nervous breakdown. But anyway, going off. In 1919, his mother, after suffering with bouts of hysteria and depression for several years previously, was committed to the same psychiatric hospital as his father was, and she was housed in there all the way through until 1921, when she died from complications to gallbladder surgery. Although, again, from what I read, HP did keep in touch with his mom until the end through letters. But again, not nice, you know. Asylums were never nice places, but to have your mom and dad both be committed and die in the same asylum, again, it's got to leave a mark. You know what I mean? It's got to leave a mark. And then a few days after his mother's death, HP was attending a convention for amateur journalists, and that's where he met his wife-to-be, Sonia Green, a widow 7 years his senior. He liked the older women, did our HP. Liked the older women. Can't blame him, can't blame him. Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. And although the couple's relationship was disproved of by HP's aunts, they married in 1924. From this point on, it goes on about his writing career and what went on, and all the clubs, he says, that he joined. I say clubs again with inverted commas. They were, special writers' clubs. He mixed with a lot of people, eventually, who were famous writers in the early 20s. And H.P. Lovecraft is known as being quite Mormon-esque when it comes to sexuality, and again, kind of sheltered in that side of things. And he failed to realise that a lot of the people he spoke to, a lot of the males he spoke to, were homosexual. Again, just a pointer, just a pointer. It's interesting, to think that this guy who's very well renowned for his writing, and you'd like to think is very worldly, can be quite naive. But I suppose that is how a lot of great people are. They're very honed and skilled on one, and then when it comes to like life experience and noticing stuff like that, they're just not quite there. But again, not one to judge, not one to judge. In early 1937, HP was diagnosed with cancer of the small intestine, which left him with crippling pain and led on to malnutrition until his death in March 1937. So he died very young. He was, 47? So okay, it's not young, but again, it's not in his 60s. I've played with explorers on here who've lived till their 90s, their hundreds. But no, he died early. Again, can you put that down to the fact that he was ill as a child, but also for the fact of his lifestyle and not getting out there, not getting the exercise, not getting out in the fresh air, not mixing. And I am also one, personal note now, I'm also one to think that if you are very negative about things, generally that negativity will get on top of you and will cause you ailments. It's you walk around miserable all the time thinking shit's going to go down, and generally shit's going to go down. Now, you can't really say you've predicted it, more the fact that you've kind of encouraged it, if anything. But that's the way I feel. That's just my thing. That's got nothing to do with H.P. Lovecraft. That's got nothing to do with him at all. Let's shut up. So there you go. There you go. There's Mr. HPL for you. Interesting guy. Lots of writing. As I said, I wasn't going to go into that because there is a hell of a lot. He's had all sorts of things done in his name. He's influenced several other writers. He's had comic strips brought out, songs, bands have dedicated albums to him and their workings, even board games. He's even popped up in World of Warcraft. Check out some of the bosses on World of Warcraft, the original vanilla. Wow, he's everywhere. He's everywhere, and just not appreciated in his time. But I suppose that's a curse of being a genius. So what do we get with H.P. Lovecraft before we go into this? We have a British soldier, we have a Scottish soldier, and a donkey. We also get to play about with the Necronomicon. We have some whiskey to keep the Scottish soldier happy, or the Scottish soldier, like James Bond. And then we have the torch, the pistol, and the metal cube. So we can stay about in portals, if we should come across any portals. So this is it. It's quite a sad moment for me. This is the last time I'll be going into an Explorer, unless I start explaining YouTube celebrities who I pluck out of the nether with all their special codes. Don't know. We'll think about that. We'll think about that. Anyway, for the last time, here we go. Welcome back to the Explorers Club, old friend. Have you heard that we are building a statue to honour our most famous member? Word is that you have a good chance of seeing your likeness on that statue. However, I am afraid to tell you that you are not the only candidate. You and your rivals have 6 expeditions to prove who is the most famous explorer within our club. And we've got Marcus Garvey, Johann Huizinga, Amelia Earhart, and Harriet Tubman. Now go explore! Adventure awaits. And it's H.P. Lovecraft, so it has to be certain death. Yes, yes, yes. And first expedition, we go to the looming jungle. Nothing too out of the way here. After a good night's rest, I arrived at the harbour. The captain had yet to arrive, so I imagined what lay beyond the horizon. A trader approached me with a request. He needed a message to be delivered to the chief of a village located in the region we were headed to. Nazir Ruddin Manaka Shore! Where's the pimp? Where's my pimp? He handed us a sealed envelope, which I promised to deliver. Just in time, our ship was ready to put out to sea. Well, here we go. Expedition 1. What are you generating for me? Shrines. Good. We like shrines. Oh, we're proper sailing in. 2 region area, considering it's the first expedition. And what have you got to say, Mr. HP? The open seas were glorious to sail upon, and I was somewhat sad when one of the crew called Land Ahoy. The foreign landscape beckoned us to explore. Well, we don't need to do anything here other than begin the expedition, so let's do that. Perhaps we should endeavour to deliver the letter first. Thankfully, the man had marked the location of the village on our map. Oh, it's quite close. It's quite close. Well, let's tiddly-tot. Oh, right. Well, no. Let's check out who we have with us first. So, H.P. Lovecraft. He has a couple of utility dice. Not too shabby. And he has the cosmic indifferentism. Yes. Improves usage of the Necronomicon at the cost of lower max sanity. We also have Lieutenant Abraham Muller. He went on to make the rice pudding that everyone liked. And the yogurts with the fruity corner. Yes. So we already know this is going to be a success. He has combat spirit. And then we have Alan McNeil, who's superstitious and an alcoholic. Great. And Ms. Parnell. Now, I did get a comment a while ago about why I don't ride my animals. And I did make up the excuse that it was because generally I don't like being without the carry space. The actual truth is I forget. So it's the last time. Let's ride that donkey. How much space are we going to lose? Only the one. Let's ride that donkey. 25. In fact, let's just have a look. Travelling on the back of an animal greatly increases comfort. -2 sanity base travel cost. So it's not a major gain. I suppose every little helps in this, and we can do without the extra space for the time being. So let's get to that village. Enough jibber jabber. We arrived at a native village. This group seemed to be well armed and formidable warriors. As we arrived, the village was buzzing with activity, but no one really paid attention to us. We were able to walk amidst their number freely, as though there was nothing unusual about our arrival. Good. The villagers observed us with curiosity. They were kind and offered us what they could. Well, let's deliver the letter first. That will get us in their good books. We brought the letter to the village chief. To reward us, the chief regaled us with stories of the greatest wonders to look upon in the vicinity, including a holy shrine, which he marked on our map. We felt more than welcome, and the villagers were seemingly excited about our presence. And now I am mounted on my trusty steed. It doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right with him on there. Right, let's... how much do they like us? 2. Let's try and recruit. I talked to the villagers to find out if any adventurous spirits were inclined to seek fame and glory. Soon enough, I had gathered the interested individuals and needed to decide who to recruit. Well, we can have a donkey. Or we can have Rimu, the warrior, who's got a real sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like a gothy type haircut, it would appear. Emo, that's it. Emo haircut. That's what we meant. The new style of goth, emo. Sort of over one eye, as if he'd been burnt with acid. So what's the name of it? We have Mr. Brent. Where's the other donkey? There he is. Sir Warnes. Mr. Brent or Sir Warnes. We can't choose, can we? It doesn't tell us. I'm going to go for a donkey. Am I going to go for a donkey? There's a chance the warrior's not going to want to come. And as it turns out, we've got plenty of action dice. Let's go for a donkey. We'll go for the top donkey. We obtained a donkey from the natives. We decided to call him Mr. Brent. Well, I picked that wrong. We felt more than welcome, and the villagers were seemingly excited about our presence. Well, let's see what they've got then. Jewels. Metal cube. Necronomicon. I don't think we have anything we can give away here. There's no need to sort of put us back from the off, so let's not worry about that. We were unable to come to an agreement with the natives. Well, we better leave. We packed up the trek and headed out, as new adventures could be waiting over the next ridge. Eh? Where's the shrine? You said you're going to show me a shrine. Son of a bitch. Okay. Right, so 45. Let's... we got... Yeah, mountains above. Yeah, let's check out what's below first. So, off we toddle. Right, so we've got 2 more question marks, which are both here. There's a chance we could be cut off at the top. So that's 28 to 22. Well, let's go to the bottom question mark, because we can still do that with the sanity we have, and we might be able to pick up more sanity there. That's the plan. Ah. We entered a mysterious-looking hut. The place smelled of old, dank wood with all types of dried herbs and other peculiar things hanging from the walls. A native shaman approached us with a wild-eyed stare as he chewed on some leaves. Dirty druggy. Right, we're not really too bad off, and still I have nothing to trade, so we'll leave that. We're going to have to drink a little bit of whiskey. 35. Yeah, we better drink 2. After the messing about of the last couple of explorers, I've decided not to risk it for a biscuit unless I really have to. And that means even if it shows, say if I have 32 sanity and it's 32 to get there, it's showing red, I will not risk it this time. Just not worth it. I examined the strange man-made rock figurine. The uncannily crafted eyes seemed to stare at us. Its presence made me uncomfortable, and I desired to move on. I noticed a few items by the statue, which must have been put there by people from a nearby village, presumably in an attempt to appease the gods. Ah, and these will appease me. Thank you. Appease me, baby. That's what you're getting at me. We took what we could use from the apparent sacrificial offerings. Aaron McNeil was particularly upset with our decision to explore this place. He complained about our sacrilegious behaviour. Oh dear. I think we'd better upgrade Aaron just to get more sanity off the whiskey. And as it stands, I think we're better coming all the way down to the bottom. I've just got a really bad feeling we're going to get cut off somewhere. Even so, 62. Nice. Let's drink. Righty, so we've got a big question mark here. We might as well go and have a look at what that is. I feel, and this is just me waxing lyrical, this is going to be the pyramid. Let's see. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Okay. It's a poacher trader. A roaming merchant caravan had pitched up camp here. The mysteriously dressed trader had a lot of useful goods on offer. A collection of lost and founds. Okay, lost and founds. He seemed to be in a splendid mood and presented rare wares that he had hidden under a blanket. Ah. Ooh. Right, so we've got tome page of chasm. Not that useful. Tome page of targeted teleportation. That is interesting. The thing with that, I'm not sure if it's going to be restrictive to how far away you can go. So that's probably not the best. I am, however, not too fussed about the blue mushroom. So if we put that in, how many more leaves can we get? 2? 2. Is it worth... Yeah, I think it might be worth getting a couple more. 1 more for a torch. I can't see us coming up across any caves in the first mission. I don't think we ever have. Don't hold me to that. Yeah. No, that'll do. Deal. The merchant seemed anxious regarding our possible return to relieve him of stock. Surely that's a good thing if we want to buy stuff off you. You know, as far as, you know, business is concerned. Anyway, let's... Can we eat 3 and get away with it? I'm not tired anymore. Okay, 21. That seems good enough. Righty, so... We've got 2 more question marks left in this region to find. This will be the first one. Oh dear. Lieutenant Abraham Muller quivered with terror as a butterfly flew past. Butterflies are disgusting. Well, you could be scared of worse things, so that's fine. And now we can get to the question mark. Another village. Are they okay with us? They're okay with us. This evening we reached a village. We encountered a tribe that seemed like the best scouts known to this region. The air was filled with a delicious scent. The villagers kindly beckoned us over and offered us some of their freshly cooked food. Nice, thank you. The villagers observed us with intrigue. They were kind and offered us what they could. Now, we could recruit. I'm not too fussed about recruiting, to be honest with you. We could trade and then try and rest. That's probably the best, actually. Let's trade. What have they got? Not a lot. Not a lot. How much are the jewels going to set me back? You can have all your meat for the jewels. Oh. I'll take some berries. Seems like a good deal. Or is it? Or is it? Does that work for leaves? Is it the same for leaves? It is. I think we'll keep the meat because I'm not likely to get any extra debuffs off the meat compared to the leaves, which have already made my my lieutenant a bit scared of butterflies. So that will do, I think. And we got a little bit of the odd monies out of it as well. Very good. I came to an agreement with the villagers, and now we shall rest. We unpacked our belongings and prepared to spend the night with the natives at their campfire. This night, the villagers held a ritual ceremony. They offered us a bowl of boiled food that had a disgusting smell to it. It looked a bit like monkey meat. Do we eat? Do we not eat? Are we bothered about upsetting them? No, screw it. We accepted their offer and passed the bowl around. So we've lost 2 sanity, but we have +1 standing. And we're going to sleep and regain the sanity anyway, so everyone's a chicken winner dinner. I got a splendid night's rest. The next morning I woke to face a gathering of natives. It seems my undergarments shocked them. He's wearing G-strings. We felt more welcome here. They remained kind and open to further questions. How about open to further stoppings? We unpacked our belongings and prepared to spend the night with the natives at their campfire. In a quiet moment, one of the village elders asked my opinion on the delicate matter of who had created humankind. Was it God? Was it evolution? Or don't we know? H.P. Lovecraft. We're gonna play this in character. So I think he's gonna say he doesn't know. Yeah, he doesn't know. We told him that we did not know the answer to his question. He nodded quietly and seemed a bit disappointed with our answer. Well, it is sort of middle of the road. That's one thing I've always said. You stay in middle of the road for enough time, you're going to get run over. Oh well. I slept in great comfort and safety. The following morning I was awoken by a group of native children, surely poking fun at the strange foreign fellow. There was certainly a delicate balance between peaceful communication and offending these particular natives, and to which point I am happy to leave. I told the men to pack up and headed out, as new adventures could be waiting over the next ridge. Right, so where are we going to go to now? I think it might be worth just climbing up on a hill and just hopefully being able to see the rest of this this region, because we're missing the pyramid and a shrine, which is not good. So show me. Oh dear, we're going to end up fighting a gorilla, aren't we? I can just see it now. Well, as it stands, we're going to have to come back around this way. So let's head to the bottom question mark first. We need 32. That should be the meat. Yeah. Now, come on, Mr. Gorilla. Be nice. Be nice. Pyramid. Pyramid. There was the golden pyramid, enthroned above the landscape. Pluck will do it every time. Yes, yes. Our vessel awaited. And H.P. Lovecraft had nothing to say. Rubbish. And we've also angered a gorilla. La la la. Do we want to take on the gorilla? La la la. If we promote Lieutenant Muller and then fight the gorilla, do we fight the gorilla? Or do we just leg it? We do move away from him, which is probably a good thing. So yeah, let's just stay away from the gorilla and hope we don't aggro him. Explore. This bleak and foreboding place was situated in the midst of a swamp, littered with the remains of long-dead elephants. For some unfathomable reason, many generations of the majestic creatures had come here to die. Okay, let's have a look. I was confident we would find something valuable here. We spread out and searched the area. We inspected some skeletons and found some well-preserved tusks. Ivory was particularly valuable, and I was delighted that our time here was of worth. You always have something clever to say, don't you? One. That'll do. One will do me fine. Okay, so no shrine. No shiney whiny. We've only got this little bit left. So I suppose we better go and have a gander and hopefully come across a shrine there. That would be really annoying if that is where the shrine is. But as it stands, let's eat the meat and the berries. What's that? 40. We need what? 50. So whiskey's got to go too. Whiskey's got to go too. Let's do this. Let's cancel. The reason I'm cancelling, I'm hoping we can rest. We returned to the village. The villagers had been awaiting us. They surely had advance word of our arrival. They were cautious but politely offered their help, perhaps to see us leave sooner. Oh dear. Oh dear. Can we rest? The natives were willing to let us take shelter in an empty hut. However, they demanded tribute because of our disrepute. Well, the only thing I'm willing to give you are my torches. No? Oh, well, screw you then. Can we trade? You can have all my torches for your cocoa leaves. That'll do. That'll do. That'll get us a little bit closer. Let's get out of here. I told the men to pack up and salad forth as new adventures awaited us. 39. Let's do this. Please be shrine. Ah, okay. No shrines at all. Oh dear. Aaron McNeil could not shake the feeling that the walls were closing in on him. Claustrophobic. Okay, well, this is it. We are completely out of sanity. Now, I think we can use a Necronomicon here. Do we dare? Do we dare? Let's get to there, which will hopefully open up all this. Let's make sure there's nothing up there, which there isn't. So, I think this is the first time I've ever played, unless it's down here, that I've ever played and not come across a shrine on the first mission. Okay, never mind. Right, what we're going to do, we are going to use a Necronomicon and hope for the best. My hands were twitching as I tried to tear a page from the unholy book. It felt increasingly hot in my grasp, then it inexplicably burst into flames. I had no choice but to drop it. Oh. Well, that didn't really help, did it? We're just going to have to wing it and hope for the best. So, there goes nothing. Please don't spread this way, fire. Oh, no, already suffering. Come on. Aaron McNeil flailed as a red butterfly flew past. That night he dreamt of giant butterflies mating with him. What a ridiculous notion. Oh my god, being raped by butterflies? That's not good. So, you're scared of butterflies. And you're scared of butterflies. Great, great. Let's get back quick. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ah, so close. This journey was taking its toll on everyone. At night I heard an angry curse. Lieutenant Abraham Muller had been bitten and was bleeding from an open leg wound. He was screaming at me to take appropriate measures against the animal responsible. It was obvious Miss Parnell was the attacker as she was trying to hide behind a large rock. I could see flesh caught between its teeth. Dear, scared of butterflies and not cannibal, flesh-eating donkeys. This isn't a good first run through. We're gonna refuse. I refused to victimize the animal, which upset Lieutenant Abraham Muller beyond a civilized measure. He would need a while to accept my stance. Oh dear. We better go. We better go. Let's go. The captain greeted me as we approached our ship this morning. Laying eyes on her again made me a little homesick. Well, let's go then. Our work was complete. In a glorious moment, the ship left the shores. Our vessel set a course for England. I knew my grandchildren would talk about this adventure long after I was gone. After weeks of travelling, great joy overcame me. I knew that my name, H.P. Lovecraft, would not be forgotten. Fortune and glory. Well, at least a little bit of fortune anyway. So, we made it. Not the best starts I've ever had. The Necronomicon was rubbish. No point in that whatsoever. Even so, we finished second. We've got the Golden Pyramid. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. Is that a whiskey bottle? No, we drank it all. Right, so what medals do we get? We have Occult Vision. Reveals locations of all stone circles and increases the radius when analysing them. We have Strong Mind, increased maximum sanity. Very useful with this guy who has very small sanity anyway. And we have the Black Market. Oh, Black Market. Access more gear when equipping your trek before heading out into the unknown. I need a tent. My theory after last time's playthrough is that the only way to actually win this on certain death is to have a camp. And that is a good way of getting it. But if I get that... Well, A, I don't think I'm going to be able to afford it this time round. And B, I can't guarantee it, the tent's going to fall anyway. So let's go for the Strong Mind. Hooray! Alrighty. So. Shit. Marcus Garvey's done good. He done good. Right, we need to sell this and just get as much provisions as we can for the next one. There's not much else I can do on this. It's not a good start. It's not a good start. So, next time round, we will be looking at either the hidden drylands or the old jungle. We're going to have to play this easy. I'm not going to push myself too far out there because I would like to finish this one. Maybe not on a high. I don't think with that sort of start we're going to finish on a high, but it would be nice to finish. But we shall have a look at that next time. Thank you for watching. As always, a like is appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.